Dogs I fed, dark blues legacy. The ones who bit me were the ones I fed. The ones who broke me shared my bread. The ones who lied the longest, smiled the most. The ones who left me, I loved them close. The dogs I fed came back to bite. The men I carried turned and took the light. But everything they took from me made me something they can't be. The dogs I fed, the dogs I fed, made me something they can't be. Everything I had, gave him time I couldn't spare. Sat beside him in his nothing, pulled him out of his despair. Vouched for him when no one listened, put my name against his name. When the table turned and filled up, he forgot the way I came. Saw it in his eyes one evening, just a flicker, then it's gone. That's the moment that you realize some men only come along to take what's woman and move forward. That's the lesson and the cost. I don't hate him, that would mean he matters. I just cut the cord and walked. Chase the ones who leave me, I just tighten up and lock. The ones who bit me were the ones I fed. The ones who broke me shared my bread. The ones who lied the longest, smiled the most. The ones who left me, I loved them close. The dogs I fed came back to bite. The men I carried turned and took the light. But everything they took from me made me something they can't be. The dogs I fed, dogs I fed, the dogs I fed, dogs I fed, made me something they can't be. She said she stayed through every season, said my name like it was gold. When the hard times stretched to years, though, I came home to something cold. Found the distance in her kitchen, found the silence in her hands. Some people only want the sunshine, some don't have it in their plans. I'm not angry, I was broken. For a while I lost the thread, but a man who walks through fire don't stay long among the dead. Every ending has a lesson, every loss is iron made. I don't hate him, that would mean he matters. I just cut the cord and walk. something they can't be. Now I keep a shorter table. Now I keep a shorter list. Not from bitterness or anger, from the things I know I missed. Real men stay when it turns ugly. Real ones stay when there is none. All the rest were just a winter, testing if I was the one. I don't lock the door from hatred. I just know now who comes through. I was built by every person who showed me what they couldn't do. Thank you for the education. Thank you for the sky you gave. Some men need to be destroyed once to understand what they are made of. Some men need to be abandoned to discover they don't need a soul. Some men need the ones they trusted to become the ones who break them, just to prove to them the only man who stays is you alone. I don't need you, I don't need them. I don't need the ones who proved it. I just need the morning and the work and everything the fire left behind. I am the man the betrayal built. I am the lesson in your leaving. I am what survived the dogs I fed, and I am more than you'll ever find. The ones who bit me were the ones I fed. The ones who broke me shared my bread. The ones who lied the longest, smiled the most. The ones who left me, I love them close. The dogs I fed came back to bite. The men I carried turned and took the light. But everything they took from me made me something that can't be. The dogs I fed, the dogs I fed made me something they can't be. Gave them everything I had, gave them time I couldn't spare. The house I grew up in had no home. The house I grew up in taught me war. The house I grew up in made me hard. And hard is the only thing I know how to be. I grew up in had no praise. The house I grew up in had cold days. The house I grew up in made me this, and this is the only man I know how to be. The house I grew up in, the house I grew up in, the only man I know how to be. 7 years old and reading the room, 11 and carrying someone else's weight, learning that silence was always the answer, learning that asking was always too late. Watched the man at the head of the table, watched how he left without saying a word. Promised myself in that kitchen that evening I would be something the world had not heard. Mother worked double and smiled when she had to, but I saw the tiredness live in her eyes. Didn't complain, she just kept moving forward. That's where I learned how a real person survives. I was the child who stayed in the corner. I was the one who went quiet and prayed. Nobody came to explain it. Nobody sat me down slow. I just watched and I learned what I needed, and I took what I needed to go. The house I grew up in had no wall. The house I grew up in taught me war. The house I grew up in made me hard, and hard is the only thing I know how to be. The house I grew up in had no praise. The house I grew up in had cold days. The house I grew up in made me this, and this is the only man I know how to be. The house I grew up in, the house I grew up in, the only man I know how to be. 14 with no one to call on, 17 carrying rent in my chest, 20 with scars that I couldn't explain yet, 30 before I could find the rest. Never had someone sit down beside me, tell me I'm doing it right, boy, well done. Just a long silence of a house that was empty, and the knowledge that something had to be done. I don't blame, I move beyond blaming. Blame is a luxury men like me waste. I just use it every cold room in winter, every wound as the fuel that I taste. I was built in conditions most men can't survive. That's the thing about hard that most people can't see. Nobody came to explain it. Nobody sat me down slow. I just watched and I learned what I needed, and I took what I needed to go. The house I grew up in had no walls. The house I grew up in taught me war. The house I grew up in made me hard, and hard is the only thing I know how to be. The house I grew up in had no praise. The house I grew up in had cold days. The house I grew up in made me this, and this is the only man I know how to be. The house I grew up in, the house I grew up in, the only man I know how to be. Now I walk into rooms without flinching. Now I shake hands and I don't look away. Now I know exactly what silence costs a man, and I pay it without a word on my face. But sometimes alone in the early morning, before the world needs what I've got to give, I go back to that house and that kitchen, and I sit with the boy who just needed to live. He deserved better, I know that now clearly. He deserved a hand and a voice that was warm, but what he got was the cold and the silence, and what he got built the eye of the storm. I go back and I sit beside him, and I tell him, son, look what you made. They never said well done. They never said I'm proud. They never took the time to sit down long enough to see what they were raising in the house. But I took every cold room, every empty-handed morning, every lesson that they never meant to teach, and I turned it into something they can't name or measure, something far beyond what they could ever reach. I'm not angry anymore. I'm not angry, I'm awake. I'm the thing that grew in darkness when the warmth was all too late. The house I grew up in had no warmth. The house I grew up in taught me war. The house I grew up in made me hard, and hard is the only thing I know how to be. The house I grew up in had no praise. The house I grew up in had cold days. The house I grew up in made me this, and this is only man I know how to be. The house I grew up in had no warmth. The house I grew up in taught me war. The house I grew up in made me hard, and hard is the only thing I know how to be. The house I grew up in had no praise. The house I grew up in had cold days. The house I grew Patience is a weapon that most men can't hold. Patience is a furnace where the weak become cold. Patience is a river that wears the stone flat. Patience is the reason that I'm here, and they're not. I don't move until it's time. I don't speak until it's right. I don't reach until it's mine. I just wait like the night. Patience is a weapon. Patience is a weapon. I just wait like the night. Woo! Watch them rush and burn in circles. Watch them push and fall apart. Watch them need it now, not later. Watch them break before the start. I was slow and I was steady. I was quiet in my lane. Every day the same devotion. Every morning through the rain. They were loud about their vision. I just worked without a sound. By the time they looked across the room, I was standing on the ground that I've been laying brick by brick since before they even looked. They wanted instant, I wanted lasting. They wanted loud, I wanted sure. They wanted fast, and I chose faithful. And faithful always gets you more. Patience is a weapon that most men can't hold. Patience is a furnace where the weak become cold. Patience is the river that wears the stone flat. Patience is the reason that I'm here, and they're not. I don't move until it's time.
I don't speak until it's right.
I don't speak until it's right.
I don't speak until it's right.
I don't reach until it's mine.
It's mine.
I just wait like the night.
Like the night.
Patience is a weapon. Patience is a weapon. I just wait like the night. 30 wasn't what I dreamed of. 40 came with gritted teeth. But I never changed the direction. I just kept what was beneath. Every morning was an entry in a book I didn't share. Every discipline compounding into something rare. They said you're moving too slowly. They said the window closes fast. I said every man who rushed it built me something that won't last. I said slow is smooth and smooth is deadly, and I meant it every day. They wanted instant, I wanted last. They wanted loud, I wanted sure. They wanted fast, and I chose faithful. And faithful always gets you more. Patience is a weapon,
Patience is a weapon
that most men can't hold.
most men can't hold.
Patience is a furnace
Patience is a furnace
where the weak become cold.
where the weak become cold.
until it's right.
I don't reach until it's mine.
I don't reach until it's mine.
I just wait,
I just wait like the night.
like the night.
Now I'm standing where I aimed at. Now the numbers match the dream. All those years of no one watching, all those years of the unseen. Nobody handed me the time, nobody rushed the river for me. I just moved like water steady,
I just kept the compass short,
and the man who doubted quietly,
are the men who call me now.
and I take their calls with patience, because patience shows you how. Every day was a deposit, and today is what I drew. Most men quit in the third year, most men fold in the first winter. Most men need to see the summit before they'll trust the mountain in the dark. But I don't need to see the ending, I just need to keep believing. I just need to keep believing
That the man who stays the longest
gets to finally call it his. The world rewards the patient, the world rewards the steady, the world rewards the man who woke up every single morning ready. Not for glory, not for watching, not for anyone's permission, just the slow and certain knowledge that the work is the decision. Oh, patience is a weapon, patience is a weapon that most men can't hold. Patience is a furnace, patience is a furnace where the weak become gold. Patience is a river that winds the stone flat. Patience is the reason, patience is the reason that I'm here. And then I don't move until it's time,
I don't speak until it's right.
I don't speak until it's right.
I don't reach until it's mine.
I don't reach until it's mine. I just wait like the night. Patience is a weapon,
Patience is a weapon.
patience is a weapon
I just wait,
like the night. Patience is a weapon. Dark blues legacy. Patience is a weapon that most men can't hold. Patience is a furnace where the weak become cold. Patience is the river, where's the stone flat? Patience is the reason that I'm here. And then I don't move until it's time. I chose the work, dark blues legacy. When the battle was the easy road, I chose the work. When the rage was what they wanted, I chose the work. When the whole thing came apart at every seam, when I couldn't see a reason, I chose the work. I chose the work. When the fire went out, I chose the work. When I lived in doubt, I chose the work. When there's nothing left, I chose the work. I chose this, I chose the work. I chose the work. I chose the work. I chose this. 26 and on the floor, nothing in the bank, nothing in the chest. She was gone and so was everything I'd built up since I left the nest. Had the number in my pocket, had the door open to the dark, but something cold inside me turned and made me go out before the spark. Laced my shoes at 5 a.m., Couldn't tell you what I ran from. Just kept moving through the morning till the rage ran out of ammunition. Came back empty and exhausted. Made the bed and made the call. Oh, discipline is not a gift they give you. Discipline is what you build alone. When you have no one to call at midnight, when the dark becomes your only home. When the battle was the easy road, I chose the work. When the rage was what they wanted, I chose the work. When the whole thing came apart at every scene, when I couldn't see a reason, I chose the work. I chose the work. When the fire went out, I chose the work. When I lived in doubt, I chose the work. When there's nothing left, I chose the work. I chose this. I chose the work. I chose the work. I chose the work. I chose this. Watch the men who took the other road. Watch the ones who let it win. Saw the 10-year gap between us that was built on discipline. I don't judge, I know the darkness. I was standing in it too. But I found the thing that saved me in the simple and the true. 5 a.m. the wait, the silence, the same chapter every week. Building what can't be undone now. Building what they cannot reach. Every day of it was chosen. Every morning was a war. Discipline is not a gift they give you. Discipline is what you build alone. When you have no one to call at midnight, when the dark becomes your only home. When the battle was the easy road, I chose the work. When the rage was what they wanted, I chose the work. When the whole thing came apart at every scene, when I couldn't see a reason, I chose the work. I chose the work. When the fire went out, I chose the work. When I lived in doubt, I chose the work. When there's nothing left, I chose the work. I chose this. I chose the work. I chose the work. I chose the work. I chose this. Now the structure is the saving. Now the morning is the church. Now the cold shower is the altar, and the discipline is worth every sacrifice I offered to the God of getting up. Every time I didn't crumble, every time I drained the cup. Still I'm not the man of comfort. Still I'm not the easy kind, but the man who chose the hard road left the easy man behind. And I'd do it all again now. Every coat in empty day. They never see the 5 a.m. They only see what it produced. They never see the years of nothing, only what the years reduced you down to your essential nature. Everything that wasn't real stripped away by repetition. Everything you had to feel. Choose the work, choose the structure, choose the morning when it's dark. Choose the version of yourself that scares the lesser man apart. Choose the long road over comfort. Choose the sweat over the dream, because the man who chose the easy never knows what hard men mean. When the battle was the easy road, I chose the work. When the rage was what they wanted, I chose the work. When the whole thing came apart at every scene, when I couldn't see a reason, I chose the work. I chose the work. chose this. I chose the work. I chose the work. I chose the work. I chose this. I chose the work. Dark blues legacy. When the bottle was the easy road, I chose the work. When the rage was what they wanted, I chose the work. When the whole thing came apart at every scene, when I couldn't see a reason, I chose the work. I chose the work when the fire went out. I chose the work when I lived in doubt. I chose the work when there's nothing left. I chose the work. I chose this. I chose the work. I chose the work. I chose the work. Alone is not lonely. Dark blues legacy. Alone is not the same as lonely. Alone is where I finally found me. Alone is where the noise went quiet. Alone is where I won my ride. I don't need the room to know me. I don't need the crowd to show me. I found everything I needed in the silence, in the space. Alone is not lonely. Alone is not lonely. In the silence, in the space. Used to think that I was missing something every man around me had. Used to feel the empty evenings with the faces of the good and bad. Used to need to hear my name said by someone who was glad I came. But the crowd just took the energy and left me feeling just the same. Something shifted in my 30s. Something said, let it all go. Something said, the right ones find you when you stop the need to show. I let go of the performance and the quiet moved right in. Some men never learn to be alone. Some men spend their whole lives running from the only man they never took the time to find. Alone is not the same as lonely. Alone is where I finally found me. Alone is where the noise went quiet. Alone is where I won my ride. I don't need the room to know me. I don't need the crowd to show me. I found everything I needed in the silence, in the space. Alone is not lonely. Alone is not lonely. In the silence, in the space. Saturday mornings with my coffee. No one talking, not a word. Just the early light through windows just the sound of something birds. Took a drive with no direction, stopped beside a field and sat. Thought of nothing for an hour, can't explain the peace in that. Started eating at my table, eating slow, without a phone. Started finding whole evenings were more full when spent alone. Started knowing what I wanted without asking what they thought. Some men never learn to be alone. Some men spend their whole lives running from the only man they never took the time to find. Alone is not the same as lonely. Alone is not the same as lonely. Alone is where I finally found me. Alone is where the noise went quiet. Alone is where I won my riot. I don't need the room to know me. I don't need the crowd to show me. I found everything I needed in the silence and the space. Alone is not lonely. Alone is not lonely. In the silence, in the space. I don't close my door from anger. I don't close it from the pain. I close it because what's inside here is worth protecting in the rain. I'm selective now with silence. I'm selective with my hours. Some men spend their whole lives giving what they need to keep is ours. I keep something back from moments, keep a piece the world won't reach. Keep a room inside this life now that no crowd can come to breach. And the man who lives inside there is the one I trust the most. They'll say you've become distant. They'll say you've changed and closed your doors. Let them say what makes them comfortable. You know what the silence is for. It isn't grief and it isn't hiding. It isn't anger dressed as peace. It's the sound of the man who finally found the thing that makes him complete. In the quiet, in the dark, in the long walk to the car, in the morning, in the still, when the world is barely real, in the moment when you sit alone and feel completely whole. Alone is not the same as lonely.
Alone is not the same as lonely.
Alone is where I finally found me.
Alone is where the noise went quiet.
Oh, alone is where I walk my riot. I don't need the room to know me. I don't need the crowd to show me. I found everything I needed in the silence, in the space. Alone is not lonely. Alone is not lonely. In the silence, in the space. Yeah. Used to think that I was missing something every man around me had. Used to silence was my greatest power. All alone. Not the absence of something, it was the song that played beneath every room I walked inside. Silence was my greatest power. All alone, my guide. Silence was my greatest power from the start. Not weakness, not the cold, not the closed heart. fullest kind of presence a man can bring. Silence was my greatest power all along, everything. Silence was the power, always was. Silence was the power, always was. They mistook it early for the absence of the thought. They filled the space around me with the words they brought to cover what they couldn't read inside my stillness, which was not empty, which was not an illness of the social or the connected, not a flaw in the design, just the particular frequency of this particular mind that processes the room in a different register than the one that needs the volume and the gesture to confirm that it exists, that it is present in the space. I was always present, you could see it in my face. If you look past the surface of the quiet to the depth, where everything I understood was quietly kept. Silence was my greatest power all along. Every room I walked in, silence I belonged to nothing and to no one but the truth of what I was. Silence was my greatest power all along, just because the man who speaks the least is heard the most. Silence was my greatest power. I was the ghost who changed the room by being in it without sound. Silence was my greatest power all along. I found silence was the power, always was. Silence was the power all along. Was in the boardrooms, in the meetings, in the deals. I learned that silence at the table reveals more about the others than any word I'd spend. I stayed quiet in the auctions of the means and of the end, and bought what I was after at the price I had decided. Long before the meeting, long before I guided the room into the outcome with a single nod. Not a speech, not a posture, just the quiet ride of the man who knows the ending before the room knows the start. Silence was the instrument. Silence was the art. Silence was my greatest power. People learn not to feel it, not to test it. What it earned in every room it entered was the space to see the truth. Silence was my greatest power all along. The proof is in the rooms that shifted when I stopped performing for their comfort and their need. Silence was my greatest power. I stopped conforming to the expectation of the noise and let it lead. Silence was the power all along. Silence was the power all along. Was. Silence was my greatest power all along, all along, all along. Silence was my greatest power. Not the absence, it was always the fullest song a man can bring into a room without a single word. Silence was my greatest power, and I was heard. I was heard, Lord. Greatest power all along, all along. The power all along. absorbed the storm and called it Tuesday. Not dramatic, not performing, just another day that arrived with everything it had, and I received. I absorbed the storm and called it Tuesday. I believed. And the next morning after that, I absorbed the storm and called it Tuesday, laid it flat on the ledger of the ordinary and moved on. I absorbed the storm and called it Tuesday, still going strong. I absorbed the storm, called it Tuesday. Absorb the storm, just another day, just another day. The storm arrived on an ordinary morning. No signal from the sky, no specific warning that today was gonna be the kind to test the structure, that today was gonna cost more than the usual rupture of the manageable and routine into the genuinely hard. I absorbed it with my coffee, I absorbed it in the yard, before the day demanded that I perform the function of the man who shows up ready at every intersection of the personal and the required. I absorbed and I delivered. I received the full weight, and I was not shivered into something less by the weight of what arrived. I just called it Tuesday and I survived. I absorbed the storm,
Called it Tuesday.
not because I had no feeling, not because the day didn't reach me in the places that the real things reach. I absorbed the storm and called it Tuesday, out of reach of every dramatic version of myself I could have been.
I absorbed the storm.
And called it Tuesday. I have seen enough of storms to know their nature now.
I absorbed the storm.
And called it Tuesday. I know how. I absorbed the storm,
Called it Tuesday.
absorb the storm. Just another day, just another day. The Tuesday storms are the ones nobody chronicles. They're not the year-defining ones, with all the articles written about the hardship and the heroic holding on. They're just the days that cost you and are gone into the long list of the ordinary difficult that a certain kind of man absorbs as typical of the life he is responsible for, of the standard he maintains, of the daily showing up through the cold and through the rains that don't make headlines, that nobody counts, that the man absorbs in unrecorded amounts across the years of the quiet, of the unremarkable tools they carry in, of the man who calls the storm just another ordinary. I absorb the storm,
Called it Tuesday.
folded it into the ordinary day, with the coffee and the early and the work and the road. I absorbed the storm and called it Tuesday, kept the load moving forward at the pace it always moved,
I absorbed the storm.
and called it Tuesday. I have proved to no one but the man inside my chest. I
Absorbed the storm.
and called it Tuesday, passed the test. I absorbed the storm,
Called it Tuesday.
absorbed the storm,
Just another day.
just another day, 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 day. I absorbed the storm and called it Tuesday. absorbed the storm and called it Tuesday. And I grew, Lord, called it Tuesday, yeah. Absorbed the storm, called it Tuesday. Every storm, just a day, just a day, just a day. I found my peace on the long road alone. Not in the crowded and the warm, but in the bone. The long road that I walked without a hand to hold. I found my peace on the long road alone. In the cold, in the cold, I found my peace, not where they said I would. Not in the gathering, not in the neighborhood of the comfortable and shared and the collectively known. I found my peace on the long road alone, and I'm home. I found my peace on the long road alone. I found my peace. The long road is home. Peace didn't arrive in any of the expected shapes. Not in the resolution, not in the escapes from the difficult and daily, not in the arriving somewhere bright, not in the recognition, not in the particular night. When things became clear in the cinematic sense, peace arrived incrementally in the long road's dense, in ordinary miles, in the showing up for it, in the early and the patient and the not quitting it. The long road was the making of the peace that I now have, which is not the peace of nothing, but the peace of the path. Understood completely, the peace of knowing your own road so well that the walking is its own reward. I found my peace on the long road alone. Every cold mile was a stone in the foundation of a stillness nothing takes. I found my peace on the long road alone. Makes more sense than any peace that was given without the earning. I found my peace on the long road alone. The returning to the road each morning is the practice that sustains. I found my peace on the long road alone. Through the rains, I found my peace on the long road alone. I found my peace. The long road is home. The long road is home. The peace is not the absence of the weight. The peace is knowing the weight and what it's for and what it creates, and the man who carries it across the long road years. The peace is not the ending of the fears, but the familiarity with the fears enough to walk beside them through the cold and through the rough terrain of every season, without requiring it to settle into something easier before the man can pedal forward on the road that he has always been on. The peace is just the knowing that the road goes on, that the man goes on it, and the going is the peace. I found my peace on the long road alone, and it will never cease. I found my peace on the long road alone. Every mile of it was building into something I own, completely and without condition or a debt to pay. I found my peace on the long road alone. Every day adds to what the peace is built from. I found my peace on the long road alone. I have come to the particular understanding of a man who walked long enough. I found my peace
On the long road alone.
through every tough season of the carrying, through every year of the wait.
I found my peace.
On the long road alone, and it was great. I found my peace on the long road alone. The long road alone. His home, his home, his home. I found my peace on the long road alone. His home. I found my peace on the long road alone. I found my peace on the long road alone. Not in the crowded and the warm, but in the bone of the long road that I walked without a hand to hold. I found my peace on the long road alone in the cold. I found my peace not where they said I would, not in the gathering, not in the neighborhood of the comfortable and shared and the collectively known. I found my peace on the long road alone, and I'm home. I found my peace on the long road alone. I found my peace, the long road is. I am exactly who I said I would be. Not the managed and the edited, completely free of every version that the years were asking me to trade. I am exactly who I said I would be. Unafraid. I am exactly who I said I would be. And the private rooms at 5 a.m. when only I could see the man I was becoming through the work and through the years. I am exactly who I said I would be. No reels. I am exactly who I said I would be. Exactly who I said I'd be. made the promise in a room with no one there, on a morning that meant nothing to anyone who wasn't where. I was in my own chest making the agreement between the man I was and the man who'd see it. Regardless of the cost of the subsequent years, regardless of the seasons, regardless of the fears that arrived between the promise and the man I had to be, regardless of the distance between who I was and free and whole, and exactly what the promise specified, I kept the promise, and the man inside has been my only witness, has been my only judge, or whether I delivered on the morning grudge I made against the lesser version that the years kept offering. I kept the promise, I kept the thing. I am exactly who I said I would be. Every year of work was paying the fee of the promise that I made with no audience attending. I am exactly who I said I would be, never ending. The commitment, never trading it for ease. I am exactly who I said I would be. I seized every morning that the promise needed me to show I am exactly who I said I would be. I know I am exactly who I said I would be. Exactly who I said I'd be. There were years when the promise was expensive, years when keeping it required the most intensive version of the discipline available to the man, years when the keeping was the whole plan, when nothing else was working, when the road was long and dark, when the only thing remaining was the promise and the spark of the morning practice and the kept word, and the man inside the chest who never blurred the line between the promise and the comfortable compromise that the years kept offering, in the comfortable guise of the good enough, the nearly there, the almost what I said I would be. I held the standard, I held the chair, the promise at the table of every private reckoning. I am exactly who I said I would be, and the beckoning of the lesser was refused every time it came. I am exactly who I said I would be, and I kept my name. I am exactly who I said I would be. The man I promised at 5 a.m. is the man you see. No gap between the private and the face I show the room. I am exactly who I said I would be. Through every gloom, the promise held through every year that tested it. I am exactly
Who I said I would be.
I committed to the hardest possible version of the actual man. I am exactly who I said I would be. That was the plan. I am exactly
Who I said I would be.
exactly
Who I said.
who I said I'd be. Exactly. I'm exactly who I said I would be. Said I would be.
Lord, exactly, yeah.
Every private promise kept across every year of being free, of the comfortable and borrowed any easier way out. I'm exactly who I said I would be, without a doubt,
Without a doubt,
without a doubt.
Lord, exactly
Exactly who I said, exactly
who I am.
exactly
Who I said
I would be.
I would be.
No arrears. I'm exactly who I said I would be. I am exactly who I said I would be. Every private promise kept across every year of being free. every version that the years are asking me to trade. I am exactly who I said I would be, unafraid. I am exactly who I said I would be. In the private rooms at 5 a.m. when only I could see the man I was becoming through the work and through the years. I am exactly who I said I would be, no worries. I am exactly who I said I would be, exactly who I said I'd be. I made the promise in a room with no one there, on a morning that meant nothing to anyone who wasn't where. I was in my own chest, making the agreement between the man I was and the man who'd see it through, regardless of the cost of the subsequent years, regardless of the seasons, regardless of the fears that arrived between the coming through, the working through the years. They'll never know. Dark blues legacy. They'll never know what it cost me. They'll never know what I carry. They'll never know how I built this from nothing but broken and scarred. They'll never know the cold mornings. They'll never know what I prayed for. They'll never know, and I'm fine with that. The silence is all that I've got. They'll never know. They'll never know. This silence is all that I've got. The silence is all that I've got. Rose before the sun came up, no one there to cheer me on. Ate the cold and called it fuel. Kept my mouth shut, kept on moving. Wore the same shoes, 2 in a straight. Smiled at men who counted me out. Built the thing they said was nothing. Never raised my voice to shout. Made the calls nobody wanted, took the ships nobody chose. Studied while they slept and celebrated. That's the only road I know. Every promise that I ever made, I've kept it on my own. I didn't need the world to see me. I didn't need their hands of praise. I just needed one more morning. I just needed one more day. They'll never know what it cost me. They'll never know what I carry. They'll never know how I built this from nothing but broken and scarred. They'll never know the cold mornings. They'll never know what I prayed for. They'll never know, and I'm fine with that. The silence is all that I've got. They'll never know. They'll never know. The silence is all that I've got. Lost the girl, I lost the house, lost the faith I used to carry. Sat alone in empty rooms, did the math with what remained. Didn't call a single person, didn't pour it on the floor. Just stood up inside the silence, just stood up and found some more. They were watching for the moment that I finally fell apart. But a man who knows his silence keeps his wounds inside his heart. Every night I chose the darkness over asking to be saved. I didn't need the world to see me. I didn't need their hands of praise. heart. They'll never know the cold morning. They'll never know what I prayed for. They'll never know, and I'm fine with that. This silence is all that I've got. They'll never know. They'll never know. This silence is all that I've got. Now they want a seat at the table. Now they say my name with warmth. Funny how the ones who doubt it find their way when winter turns. I don't chase and I don't call back. I don't offer second rounds. Everything I have I earned here in the silence underground. Let them wonder how I made it. Let them talk behind my back. Silent men who build their kingdoms don't know answers after that. I know exactly who I am now. I know what this life is made. And I know they'll never understand it, what it costs to carry it all alone. What it means to rise without a witness. What it takes to turn your pain to stone. Some men need the crowd to validate them. Every wound is played out in the light. I just need the man inside the mirror, looking back at me in the dead of night. You built this, you built this. Nobody saw it, nobody watched. You built this alone in the dark, in the cold, on your own. You built this alone. They'll never know what it costs. They'll never know what I care. They'll never know what I care. They'll never know how I built this from nothing but broken and scarred. They'll never know the cold mornings. They'll know the cold mornings. They'll never know what I prayed for. They'll never know, and I'm fine with that. The silence is everything I've got. They'll never know. They'll never know. The silence is all that I've got. That I got, they'll never know. Dark blues legacy. They'll never know what it cost me. They'll never know what I carry. They'll never know how I built this from nothing but broken and scarred. They'll never know the cold mornings. They'll never know what I prayed for. They'll never know, and I'm fine with that. This silence is all that I've got. They'll never know. They'll never know. This silence is all that I've got. Rose before the sun came up. No one there to cheer me on. Ate the cold and called it fuel.